Good morning. How you doing, Neff? Oh, I'm looking off into the universe again. Good morning. I'm just waking up. Refuse to wake up. That's fine. It's one of those days. Oh no, this is my old ref sheet. Uh, we're probably gonna be working on the start of the mermaid stuff today. We did some crappy sketches yesterday that totally make sense. Yes. I'm not sure how much work I'm going to be getting done, as I leaned over the dishwasher last night and I threw up my back. So I'm a little bit sore. I'm still running around dropping my link in places. My brain is still waking up. Alright, that should be everywhere. Yeah, I haven't totally decided what I'm gonna do for the composition for Mermaid. Fantasy's not gonna be here this morning. They're off to the Maritime Museum, so they felt the need to tell me that they weren't gonna be in chat today. So I think it's more or less just us today. I think Necromancer just like keeps my stream open all the time. We had someone named KT Cakes follow us yesterday. There may have been more. Evan's community is awesome. That's probably where they came from when he shouted me out yesterday. Pumbaa, you just have to ask. You're Puma, sis. I will see what I can do. It might take 6 months. Poor Necromancer. And to the other people who commissioned me, I apologize. I'm very slow. I'm not very good at this commission thing. Sorry, my legs are like really itchy today. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my back is pinched. It makes me legs itchy. Tesla. My baby Nugget. He's in here. The others finished eating already. Let's have some coffee. So that we can at least take Neff's hydrate that he redeemed at the start of stream. It's not very good coffee. I think this is one of those, like, it's a, oh, jeez. It's a flavored coffee, and it's, I think it needs sugar. Specifically, it's supposed to have, like, a maple flavor to it, and without any sugar in it at all. It's just, like, bitter. Nugget. Yeah, I don't know what I did yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean at like 3:30 this morning. But I have thrown out my back. Alright, I'm gonna go put something sweet in this coffee because it ain't good. Normally I don't put sugar in my drinks, but this one ain't good. It just needs a little something. Tesla wants to be let out anyways, so I'm gonna like shift off here. Oh woo! Oh woo, Tesla! Woo. He just needs reassurance while he eats, apparently. turn. What's that on the floor? This is one of my little bookshelf thingies. That's a weird place for that to be. Which bookshelf did it come from? I suspect the kitten is responsible for taking this one. From the other side of the room. It's one of those little, little plastic bits you put over the screws to make them look like the rest of the shelf. And for some reason that was on the floor under my windowsill. Hello, Rivy. Hello, Mathis. The cats are coming one after another. It's definitely a slow morning, guys. I feel like this whole week has just been kind of slow. Some days it's just not a good brew. That is, yeah, that is today. I think it's this particular one too, because I seem to have this with this particular coffee every single time. It's the Starbucks maple pecan or maple pecan, however you want to say it, flavor. And it's just really bitter for some reason. So it tastes a lot better naturally when you put real maple syrup in it. Because what else is a Canadian gonna do? I'm just a sweet little incubus who likes his maple syrup. I miss my chocolate raspberry coffee. Alright, let's see. There are a couple of options that we have for Fishman month. The store brand here has awesome cinnamon spice coffee Christmas. Ooh. But I've tried to find a year-round equivalent and it all sucks. You know what I do when I find something I really like? I just buy a whole bunch of it and freeze it. I've got some Christmas blend in my freezer that I've got to use up. But right now I'm using up the maple pecan. That's probably another 2 or 3. Yeah. It's another 2 or 3 days worth of coffee. And then I have my medium roast and my dark roast from whatever grocery store was on the shelf coffee. It's called Kicking Horse. Oh yeah, you'd think brown sugar cinnamon would taste good, but as a coffee, I question it. Now, cinnamon and brown sugar oatmeal. Oh, so good. The cinnamon and spice oatmeal, I need to figure out what their spices are and what their ratio to oatmeal is for the Quaker cinnamon and spice, because, like, that shit's good. And in Canada, you can only get it in the variety pack, and, like, that sucks. Like, yes, there's the brown sugar and cinnamon in the variety pack, as well as the cinnamon and spice, I think. Or is it the peaches and cream? And then apple, cinnamon, and spice. But, like, the cinnamon and spice is, like, the lowest number of packages. Like, the other ones are okay, but I can't eat apples. So it's, like, a waste of money if I buy that one. I know you can just buy boxes of the cinnamon spice oatmeal in the United States, but you can't in Canada, and I hate that. It's infuriating. Although with Amazon now, I could probably just buy it regularly if I wanted to. But nowadays, if you're ordering stuff from Amazon in Canada, Canadians get a little bit annoyed with you. Oh, that's funny because Sai and I really like the peaches and cream. The apple cinnamon one just like goes to the wayside every time. I love the peaches and cream oatmeal too. It was so good. It was better when I was younger, and then they like degraded their ingredients, and it's not as good now. I'm not very animated this morning. I'm very slow today. It's a very relaxed day, people. They're moving to be the apple disposal. I wish I could eat apple stuff. Like, I love apples. They're so good. We have a breed of apple here called a Cortland apple, and it's like supposed to be the really cheap, like nobody really wants it apple, but oh god, it's so good. Since I stopped really having sugar in my diet, like I used to only eat Royal Gala apples, and then apples started to make my stomach hurt one day, probably around the same time as I got my celery allergy, actually, now that I think about it. Snapdragon apples. I've never heard of that, but that sounds really good. But yeah, we got these Cortland apples, and they have a really white flesh. They're kind of like squat, fat apples. And if I had to like say, their skin is almost like a wine color. And they're really good. They're very, very juicy for apples, so they're not dry, and I tend to not get as bad stomach aches when I eat them. Neff! Neff is redeemed to hydrate. We're gonna drink our sweet coffee this morning. Small, a hybrid Honey Crisp and something else. Good snacking. Sweet with a hint of tart. That sounds really good. I can't eat fresh as much for different reasons. So, like, you prefer the... Yeah, Sai and I were talking about teeth the other day, and she mentioned that you were not blessed with good tooth genetics. I'm sorry, ma'am. That sucks. I'm actually trying crest whitening strips for the first time, so that when I go to Conquest this year, my fangs aren't like neon white against my teeth because my teeth are very, very ivory colored. They're not white, but teeth are supposed to be ivory. But then you see all these people on YouTube and they have these perfect white teeth, and you're like, how? They're probably wearing veneers or something, or like dentures. I swear they're all lying. Just accept your teeth the way they are, man. I've at least had orthodontics, so my teeth are straight. They would be quite snaggly otherwise. Because I had one tooth that grew pretty far back when I was younger. Wow. I don't know if dental is covered in Canada anymore, or at least in Ontario. Doug Ford made so many cuts that like half of what was available to me when I was younger is no longer available to me unless I'm over 65. And I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere near that age yet, thanks. This is probably going to be more of a chat than art and chat. I apologize. Let's do some thumbnailing. If I can draw straight lines. This one would be better in landscape anyways. Fish. Looks like he's got a mustache. Preventative work? Sure. Replacement? Nah, it's cosmetic and non-essential. The CDCP is for individuals with an adjusted family net income below $90,000. Covers a range of dental services, including preventative care, basic services, and some major restorative work. Yeah, I'm not on ODSP yet. ODSP patients, the dentist's office does the paperwork to get paid. It's better if they do the paperwork to get paid, because if I have to do it, it'll never get done. This ADHD, executive dysfunction, overwhelmed by certain things, and that's one of them bullshit. I don't know what CDCP is. This is all stuff that, like, Canadian dental care plan, is that just like part of our general, like, you're Canadian so you get this coverage? If you're below $90,000 family net income? Because I'm definitely in that category. I have no problems for paying for stuff if I can afford it. I like our socialist environment. Oh, it's a new program. That's probably why I don't know what it is, because I don't keep up with that stuff. Okay, so we could go for, like, standard portrait. Go on a dock or something. Some rocks or whatever. Don't know why he's a cold head. There is the bathtub option. Hey, there's the bot! Good morning, bot. Ew. Bam. It's similar to the senior one. People over 65, kids under 5, people with disability, and the poor. The government parties wants to make it available to every Canadian, but you know how that goes? Yeah, because I'm assuming that's the Conservative Party. They never want to spend money if they can avoid it. Promises, promises, promises until they get into power, then they do whatever they want. Yep. If you have to lie as part of your campaign to get elected, then you shouldn't be allowed to run. If you're caught lying on during your campaign, like telling actual lies, you should be banned from running until the next election, so that you learn your lesson. If you're caught lying twice like that, like peddling verifiably and objectively false narratives like they do in the US all the time, then you shouldn't be allowed to run. Because if you need to lie, then you're not going to do a very good job. I don't know who that is, Neff. Who's Richard Ziegler? Ziegler? Numberless, sprawled out on the rocks, getting sun. All of our lives were so easy. Look, he lived 700 years in hell. He's allowed to. He's allowed to have an easy life. All of his suffering was up front. Now he gets to live a life of happiness, making friends. Should it be like bumpy rocks? So we've got What even is this? This feels like a voodoo doll. I don't know why, but it's just giving me voodoo doll vibes. Should probably start with the torso instead. Jester sketches. Yeah, do like whoop. A little bit like a little drop into the water here. Off the rocks. And then his tail's like curled up. Fish mane. Not even in my drawing. I don't normally thumbnail my artwork. I usually just like wing it, but this is kind of a fun process too. Got like rocks here that dip off into the water. So his tail dips off into the water and then comes back up out of a little pool in the back. He's kind of looking up at you. Let's just check the Discord. Alex Sunning on. Yeah, that was. I was gonna do another similar option. In a way, this one is also that similar. So the one Boomba suggested was. Just gonna get a little bit cut off at the bottom. We got like the torso, shoulders. Oh, looking up. And then the fishman butt. Spine, line of action. Thank you for your suggestions. There's also like looking out over his shoulder this way. The seas here. Had to speed draft that. I'm watching while I work. I couldn't word it. No, speed draft is better. I appreciate the suggestions. This brush is way too big for what I'm doing here. Oh my god, blinds, why? If I open them, it's gonna be too much light. Ah! Ugh, getting a stretching. Let's refine these a little bit. Little pointy ears. These two are very similar. So what I'm gonna do. Ah, flashing blinking lights, dot emergency. I'm gonna erase this one thumbnail because they're basically identical. So many good options. We might just have to do all of them.
this thumbnail can go to. It's just not good. Not a good composition. Man, I like all of these. What's the other one I was thinking of? It was another bathtub one. It's very similar to this one, but more flipped. I have a visual in my head, and I think it would be probably better in portrait mode. Hello, Velcro! Velcro is in my face, and now he's on my arms. We're gonna have to stop while Velcro hangs out with us. Hello, buddy. Kitten butt. You smell like the litter box. Have you been pooping? He's been pooping, I think. Kitten, I'm trying to work. This is how I might be able to one day afford you toys and food. Keep a roof over your head, even though you're not my cat. Even though you cuddle with me more. Poor Sai. I feel really bad because Velcro likes to cuddle with me. Isn't that right, buddy? Right? Yeah. He comes up and sits on my arms, right across my tablet, but he only sits next to her. What's up? Okay, he's decided that very short cuddle was all he needed. He'll probably be back in like 5 minutes. Alright, I wanted to do one that was like... really dynamic. A little bit sassy. leaves. Let's drop another layer in behind it. This will be all of our midtones. So we have some like really dynamic lighting going on. Plants. So like our lighting for this would be up here. Coming at like a really sharp angle. It's like coming in like a high window. Oh, yeah. It's better. This is the most planning I've ever done for a picture. It's like some sort of dock. Put the piers underneath. Yeah, I think all the bathtub ones are going to be like really dark and kind of cozy, but cool. Hey, Zio, how you doing? I didn't see you pop in down there in the corner. You having a good day? Happy Friday. We are planning out our mermaid composition, which is something I've never done before, other than the Halloween collab that I did with Puma and Sai many years ago. For Halloween in the first year of the pandemic. I'm just throwing in some basic highlights, midtones, and shadows on these compositions to see where we can go with them. And I am struggling to choose which one to do. These two here are basically the same. They're the same picture. Just one is in portrait, the other's in landscape. You know, the egregious mermaid in a bathtub scene. This whole picture is basically just midtones. Whoops. I'll select the right color eventually. Actually, this whole picture is basically just highlights. If anything, our midtones are going to become our shadows. There's the train again. They must have changed regulations on when they have to fire off their horns, because man, they're so frequent now. Not that I'm complaining. I like hearing it. Somebody set off a car alarm that also sounds like the house alarm in Project Zomboid. This one looks more like it's an evening scene. The Furious Fishman. Damaramu, was it? Half man, half fish. like a spear or something. Yeah, Dabaramu's brain is very compact. Yeah, that's dragon half. Ranimaru? Hold on, I'll have to quickly look this up. Nunsa. His name was Nunsa. Yeah, half fish man. Yep, it was Nunsa. There was another fishman called Raha. Yeah, Raha Nim and Nunsa were the fishmen in Slayers. Rahanimu. There you go. I think my rendition from memory wasn't too bad, considering it's been about 20 years since I last watched it. I got that pretty good. How did I even manage that? What am I? What even is my life? Here I am drawing adorable Twinkybus mermaid thumbnails, and then we've got whatever the fuck this is. He'd make a good lumpfish merman too. Let's go over to our tiny little lumpfish man and give him legs. And arms. He is upsetty spaghetti about something. Or very excited. Give him like little sparkles. A little anime wow sound. Wow. What if it is my life? There. Good morning, Cheese. How are you doing? We'll throw these amazing little dudes off in the corner. Come on. There we go. Or Honeymaru. Rahanimu. That's it. Okay. Let's, Look, he's got the word animu in his name. Anyone who comes in here now is just gonna be like, what the hell? What is my life? Alright, now we need to decide. I'm gonna give a little X to that one. This one just doesn't have the oomph. Not the same as this one. Not this one. So it's choice between these other four. Merm. Good morning, Queen Bo. Queen Boo. Good morning. We're planning out the merman. Oh, what is my life? We're planning out our mermaid composition. And, I apparently remembered what Rahanamu from, the Slayers Season 1, sort of looked like from memory. As you can see, my doodle in the corner. At least I think you can see it. Yes. Of course, Cheese came in and reminded me of my early teen years and my love of Slayers. That show was funny. Rahanimu, the Furious Fishman. Season 1, Episode 20. God, I thought it was in Slayer's Next, Season 2, but nope. Yeah, it was Season 1. I'd say that my rendition was pretty close. And we're just trying to decide which composition to do for Mermaid. I don't think I'm going to enjoy this one as much either. So now we're down to the 3. Good enough is what we strive for, absolutely. Otherwise it's perfectionism. Let's see. There was the fishbowl one that I wanted to do too. Was another option. And then we can get rid of this little sketch up in the corner. But I think that one is also going to be a no. But I'll put it there for the sake of filling out the thumbnail. Good morning, Nachos! How you doing? Hydrate with our not good coffee. It's just not a good blend. I'm doing pretty good. Threw up my back at some point in the night. I leaned over the dishwasher to put something in, and then snap! Something in my back went. Don't get old. The coffee's trying its best, but its best isn't good enough. I had to add maple syrup. It was just not. It was just a whole lot of nope. I think this piece is going to be fairly dark, too. This one has very minimal highlights, but it's still a nope. Do Canadians really just add maple syrup to everything? Maybe. This particular coffee is a maple pecan, and for some reason it's just really bitter. It tastes more like the skins of pecans than it does pecans. You don't need any sugar, monk mode. Jeez. It is good stuff, though, yes. Real maple syrup can't be beat, especially dark maple syrup, so... the stuff that's been boiled into oblivion. most of the water removed. And then you make a toffee out of that, like a snow toffee. Mm-hmm. Make it nice and hot, and then you pour it over a big pile of snow. I have a tradition now of bringing a small bottle of maple syrup with me to Conquest in Germany. It's a LARP I go to, where I play this character. Yeah, it's something we do at the Sugar Bush, or the Sugar Woods, depending on where in Canada you're from. I think in the East Coast they call it the Sugar Woods, and in Ontario it's called the Sugar Bush. It's where we have most of our maple forests, where we tap the trees, and in the springtime when we're making maple syrup, when there's tours at the Sugar Bush, they'll have this big thing of snow, like just fresh snow, and they pour fresh hot maple syrup onto it, and it freezes it really rapidly, and it becomes like this really sticky toffee-like substance. It's just a candy. It's really good. Especially when you're a kid, it's just like, Canada just sounds like Stardew Valley. You know what? Honestly, some places, yeah. And then there's the Tarzans, which is basically Mordor. Are you Stardew Valley, or are you cute wee fairies? We're both. Sugar drops. I have these little fairies that I call sugar drops, and they appear where there's lots of sweets, and they basically survive off of candy. I created those like 20 years ago, and I've only drawn like 6 or 7 of them. Well, they're just fairies that eat sugar. Nachos is ringing straight. We're gonna have a proper street. Oh. Ah. Be careful with the back. Let's see. See if I can find my sugar drops. I was designing them as a your character here, so I pulled them out of retirement, and I was gonna put them up for offer on VGen. So I should be able to find some in. Where is it? Not in this file. 2025 folder? Apparently not. I don't know where they went. Oh wait. I had this is called the Sugar Drops file, so I was gonna offer little chibis on the Sugar Drops base. This, oh, yep, there's that one. I was doing a little Wei Wuxian as an example. That's the base, and these are the original Sugar Drops. Well, not quite the original, these are the previous iteration from this one. And then where's the oldest one? That is on the hard drive. External drive. Go into our art folder. $2005 is too early. This one. 2008. the Animu is showing. I wanted to do this pair of them for a calendar. So these are the original sugar drops. And of course I started with the month that has the most candy. Imagine existing in all of 2008. I don't know how old you are, so... But I was already... 2005 I turned 20, so... What were the dinosaurs like? I don't know, you'd have to ask my dad. Anyways, those are the sugar drops. Otherwise, we're choosing our composition for Mermaid, and it looks like it's either going to be the one on the docks, or the one on the rocks, or the one in the bathtub. So these ones are our favorites. I like our little dude in the corner. Oh. Move layer 1 up. A little baby lumpfish. He's in so much shock. Yeah, he's got the little anime wow going on. He's just seen some shit. He's just like... See you later. Thanks for dropping by. Have a good weekend. I'll be streaming again on Monday. I take the weekends off. I appreciate you coming by as always. I think this one's gonna be the easiest one. This one's the next, and this one is definitely the most difficult. Ooh. Computer processing there. Do my own little posture check here. So let's see. This one's probably going to be 1 star. This one's 2 stars. This one's probably 5 in terms of difficulty. Actually, let's be honest, these two are probably both like 1 star. This one's gonna have a lot of like accessories and stuff. It'll probably take the longest to do. I'm still leaning towards this one on the rocks. I like the one on the docks, but it's not as interesting. And I'm not sure I have the skill to pull off the one in the bathtub quite yet. That's what I'm worried about. And BRB, feel free to leave your comments on the thumbnails, which one you like the best. And Zach. Good timing, nachos. I just brought back a cup of tea. It's hibiscus tea. We're right on theme today. So what do you think, nachos? Of the ones with stars on them, which indicates their difficulty, which one do you think? I'm not sure if I'll have the skills to pull off the 5-star one. I think I might have to leave that one to next year. This hibiscus tea is not bad. It's hibiscus, rosehip, and then I think it's got some raspberry in it. When the package said something about blackberry leaves and raspberry leaves. The second one is in the landscape or the portrait? Oh, there's 2 1-stars. Let me zoom in a little bit. The landscape one? Yeah. I'm also liking this one more. Sorry. Oh yeah, you're probably on your phone too, right? There. We'll bring those 2 front and center up close. This little dude makes me so happy. Alright, let's create a folder called sketches. And we'll throw all of those in there. I feel like this little dude needs to be an emote at some point. Alright. Should be that's the swatches. Fishman, turn that off, turn that off. We're just going to merge these two layers. There, now our file is all set up. Now the fun part, drawing it all. And of course, keeping the character consistent. That's the fun part. But we're just gonna sketch for now. drawing on stream. For some reason, it's more nerve-wracking. Especially since I haven't drawn on an anime picture on stream. The picture in the background is already very distracting. Alright. I'm my own worst critic. These are all kind of in the wrong spot. Hair beads, put more up here. It's too big. Face is terrified. This is going to be extremely messy until more towards the end, just so you know. I don't think the lumpfish has a tail that's quite so shapely. If I recall, most of their fins are kind of round. Redeem to hydrate. It's probably about time to take out this tea bag. This tea's not bad. Hibiscus and raspberry. I think we can probably turn that off now. And I think what we're gonna do that's a little better. It's less distracting. I think his head's too big. having so much trouble with his eyes. I hate them. I hate his eyes. Why, Mr. Moon? Found out that my favorite book series is getting a special edition hardcover finally. And I'm very excited about that. See you later, Puma. Have a good day. It's pretty quiet this Friday, which is understandable. My foot is super itchy. Ah! There's just a cat laying in the middle of my floor. Doing cat things as cats do. Traffic noise. Let's see. Grab colors. We'll do something about the hands in a bit. People who watch today get to see my full process. Man. The only other character that I have that I've drawn this many times is probably Icarus. And it'll be very rare if I ever come close to drawing a character that many times ever again. Good enough. This is just the sketch anyways. Just Rivy running around, doing his little scrim. just work up the canvas really low. Sorry. Where's the sun? I want that nice dark blue that I grabbed. Slap in some colors. There's a kitten under my legs. Oh. Hello? Can we put this back in the window, please? Grabbing things with my pen. I haven't done any water studies yet. Might have to do a nice tropical ocean study before I proceed further with this. Maybe I'll select one for next week. His head is still too big. My anatomy's gotten better since I started doing those studies, though. Like, I drew a foot on another file the other day, something I can't share on Twitch. and I was like, wow, I've never drawn a foot this good. It was the best foot I've ever drawn. I was very excited. I didn't even use a reference or anything. Still don't like the face. Still not happy with the eyes. I'll work on those. But that's the gist of what we're doing. Gonna have some nice waves in the background. Gonna be all like tropical water. Nice, relatively clear blue sky. The rock's probably gonna be a little bit more gray? Question mark? I don't know. I'll find a nice rock we can reference. I have the color images in my head of how I want this to look. The eyes are definitely wrong. They drive me insane. I don't know why, but I've always struggled with drawing eyes. Arguably, it's one of the more important parts because it's supposed to draw you in, and that's exactly what they're doing, but in the wrong way. That's probably because everything else is really rough still, and the eyes are just very intense. So I think next week, while it's still April, we are going to do a water study or two and some rock studies. We're going to try and make them a lot faster than like 3 days in a row. And hopefully by then we'll have found what we need for this picture in terms of technique. Because we've definitely got clouds down, I think. Now we just gotta do rocks and water. So I'll see if I can find us some nice tropical waves pictures that aren't frickin' AI, because everything nowadays is AI. I look for a reference, AI. It's so infuriating. And I'll probably fix his hands and arms off stream because I don't want to like sit around and fuss with that for like an hour. Same with the eyes. God, the eyes are gonna be a struggle for me, so I'll do those offline. Otherwise, I'll just feel compelled to be like good enough and move on. Malthus. Part of the problem might be that the line art is too dark too. I'm very much a fan of colored line art that relatively disappears into the picture, or is even painted into things. I've really come to like that, where it's not just like strict anime. A lot of artists will do like, oh, I do a sketch and then I do the line art and then I do the color, and I don't understand how they do it. I use color to dictate a lot of my form, so when I start slapping in color, I'll use that to refine down the forms and the line art. Like, there's still problems with his horns. And I can see that now that I've got the color in there. I guess I just draw in volume. That upper arm and the elbow are looking really nice though, so I need to figure out what I'm doing with the hand. He's definitely teasing somebody. Who have we got on today? Math is the low. It's still a little too early for Evan, I think. There's Moko Maid. I saw C-Not. Maybe he's already offline. Oh, no, he's still there. C-Not's there. So many people today, but it is Friday. Evan's not here doing warm-ups either. Unless he's somehow secretly lurking in another way. Could be possible that he's taking the day off too, since yesterday was his birthday. So, we haven't raided C-Not in a little while, so I guess we'll go to C-Not. He's painting today. Excellent. Alright, we're gonna raid C-Not Bush. And thank you guys for coming today. It was a quiet Friday. There's only 5 people today, including myself. So I'll see you. We're off sailing to other waters. I have a great weekend. And I will be here to wake you up Monday morning. 9 a.m. Eastern time as usual. I love you all. Bye-bye. Have a great day.